Welcome back to Frienditas,
the channel where two introverts
do the one thing homebodies never do:
leave the house.
Did you know that the 6th tallest building in the world is in Seoul?
We are really excited to see just how far up it goes.
In this video, we journey to the enormous Lotte World Mall.
A lot of our clothes are from here.
Yep. There, we unexpectedly explore the wonderful Lotte World Aquarium.
Oh, they're kissing.
All so that we can catch the sunset from the ridiculously tall Lotte World Tower.
555 meters tall. Solid.
This is our Lotte World Tower experience.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
It's another day, another tower. We are here at Jamsil area, which is where Lotte World and Lotte World Tower is. Lots of like the big Lotte buildings are here.
We found out actually through a Google search that Lotte is a Korean company, but it was started apparently by a Korean man who had lived in Japan. So that's why you see Lotte in Japan as well.
Yeah, because for me, the only exposure I had to Lotte was just little Japanese snacks. So I didn't realize that Lotte has kind of the same presence as like honestly Samsung here in Korea, where it's just very big, very present. Oftentimes it's usually where people shop. It's just like Lotte department stores.
They make everything.
So with that being said, they also have an observation deck tower called Seoul Sky. I believe it is newer than the Namsan Tower. So we are really excited to see just how far up it goes. Right now we are in the Lotte World Mall. It's very big. I can't really tell how many floors there are, but it looks like I could estimate like 8 floors in here. Very big.
It looks huge, and it looks like it's also a number of buildings that are connected. I don't know how much of it we can show because it's just that big, but we're gonna show some of it, and then the plan is to walk up and get a walk-in ticket for the tower.
Yeah.
There may be options to buy online, but for today, we figured we would try doing a walk-in and see how that went.
We've done that before in some other videos, but that's not usually what we do. We usually like to buy ahead of time, but today it's just a silly fun time. Also in this area is Sokchon Lake. There's actually kind of like 2 parts to it. One part is just kind of the lake that anyone can go approach and hang out at. And then the other part of the lake is actually where part of Lotte World Adventure is at. So Lotte World Adventure is kind of like another theme park here in South Korea. I believe it's treated almost like Disneyland here. It's very big. We don't have any plans to go to that, but if you're interested, it is also in this area. There is also a Lotte World Aquarium, which we would be interested in going, but I don't think we'll have enough time for that today. Honestly, there's so much to do in this area alone. I feel like you could spend probably a whole weekend here in the Jamsil area and still feel like there's more I need to see.
When it comes to Seoul, shopping really is a great experience. There are so many options, so many malls. It just feels very shopper friendly. So here's a directory. You can see B1 to floor 9. It even gives a helpful "you are here" symbol. But what's also nice is you see the buildings that are connected. It's not just the shopping mall, but it's also another shopping mall, and then a cinema with a market. There's the aquarium.
It tells you where all of these buildings are connected through on which floors. So it'd be good to take a picture of this if you were here.
Yeah, super useful. It says you are now in the tallest building in South Korea.
This is supposed to be the tower, but he kind of looks like Patrick when he was Dirty Dan. Who you call him, Pinhead?
Yeah, it says the most beautiful scene of Seoul and the most exciting experience ever, Seoul. What? Your very special day of living days. Yeah.
Yes.
And then below that says, we welcome you to the observation deck located in 123rd floor, 500 meters from the ground. Wow.
Wow.
We're at this spot where you can buy tickets. We're gonna see if we can buy tickets for later on, closer to sunset, or if we need to show up at the time that we want to go up as walk-in purchasers.
I just found out that they sell package tickets for the aquarium, so that's actually what we're gonna do instead.
Yeah, so we might actually literally go to the aquarium.
Alright, so we were able to buy tickets day of as walk-in. No issue, it is a Friday.
Afternoon.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the tickets, it's not really quite timed. It's more just like if you buy it on site, it is only for that day. So you can come and go however you want.
Our price at the time of filming this is 92,000 won for us together for 2 aquarium and Seoul Sky tickets. They said the aquarium closes at 9 p.m. and then Seoul Sky closes at 10 p.m. Gives us plenty of time. We are gonna go to the aquarium, but we might try to eat something first real quick if we can find something. We love this store. We've been here a lot in Korea.
A lot of our clothes are from here.
Yep. We recommend it.
Yeah. I feel like a package being delivered to the food court.
I don't know why they designed it like this, but it's a fun, unique experience. I'm gonna get this one. It's rice cake soup.
Okay, so we have the tteokguk, which is essentially rice cake soup. And then we also got the mulnaengmyeon, which is buckwheat cold noodles. We have had naengmyeon before, but we've never had naengmyeon, so we're very excited to try this version of it. Trying naengmyeon for the first time. I love naengmyeon from Busan. So naengmyeon is kind of the more common version of this cold noodle soup. It makes sense to finally be able to try it now. It's good too. The noodles are still bouncy. The flavor's a little different just because wheat noodles versus buckwheat noodles, it's gonna be a different flavor. But the noodles are still bouncy. The broth is still cold and nice and tangy. I really like it actually.
What's funny is, historically, I haven't always been the biggest fan of buckwheat noodles, but I really like the flavor of the broth here, and it makes it so that the buckwheat noodles are a nice carrier of the flavor. I'm not tasting so much the buckwheat noodles, I'm tasting the broth, which is really refreshing because it's cold and it's got just that little bit of tang.
And then the tteokguk. I always like rice cake, but this broth, I think it was bone broth, was very deep and hearty. That paired with the simplicity of rice cake, it's a very nice, hearty, comforting soup.
Something I've always loved about Korean cuisine is the rice cake aspect of it, and tteokbokki, and also these rice cake slices in dishes like this. They're nice and chewy. They remind me of mochi, but it's probably because it's all made from rice.
After our delicious meal, it was finally time to go to the aquarium. You start off with a floor plan for how to navigate the aquarium itself, and then a bunch of small tanks, well, small to medium-sized tanks. There were so many colorful fish with interesting mouths.
And interesting mustaches.
They even had crocodiles? Alligators, question mark? It's one of those two, and it was just chilling.
Staring. Plotting.
They also had tiny enclosures for little frogs and toads. They were so adorable and colorful too. Obviously, there were a lot of fish to make eye contact with. We imagine they're just as intrigued with people as we are of them. And they had so many fish in different sizes, tiny ones too.
So tiny that the focus is having a bit of a hard time. For such tiny little fish, they're very colorful and very vibrant, so they're also just very eye-catching.
There were some fish that looked like living fossils, like Pokemon even. So many fish had the funniest facial expressions. We were having a good old time here.
This fish reminded us of a beluga whale even.
They had eels and then suckerfish, the kind that clean a bunch, just slowly making their way through tanks, having a blast.
Oh, they're kissing. They're all evenly spaced out. They each have a corner or a quadrant. Stationary piranhas.
Are they waiting for something?
Right?
Just waiting. What are you playing at?
She's definitely a cool tone.
Silvery shiny. These ones look like they have lips and they're smiling.
So cute. You caught my eye. You're such a cutie.
It's so cool when aquariums make use of water tunnels so that the fish or the aquatic life can swim above you as a human walking through the tunnel.
This tunnel obviously reminded us of our time at Ocean Park in Manila, so if you want to check out that video, it's on our page. We do wonder if in water tunnels like this, if the fish feel like we're the ones in the aquarium and they're like, oh, what are these people doing here?
There was a nice large tank with sea lions or seals. We don't know the difference. I'm guessing seals though, because sea lion sounds like it would be a much bigger, a more intense animal, and these were basically puppies, water puppies. The aquarium itself had different sections that it would name. So for example, this part was called the ocean and another part was called the laboratorium, which had a very cute stuffed animal in what looked like an incubator. And then as you would expect with any big aquarium, at the center was a large fish tank with many different types of fish.
So shiny. Wow. Sparkly, sparkly. How beautiful. kind of fish is that?
There were also some other non-aquatic life, or I don't know if otters count as aquatic life, but they were adorable and we got to catch them at their feeding time. It was so cute watching them reach up with their little hands, little arms.
We wonder if the workers have just as much fun feeding them as the otters. We're sure have fun eating.
And us as the audience have fun watching. This aquarium had a lot of big tanks and made use of the tunnel feature a lot because we were able to walk through a couple tunnels and be underwater in that way.
And of course, at any aquarium, there's also a jellyfish section. We really enjoy going to these ones.
Watching them bob around, float around. We also caught a mascot walking around. We weren't able to get any pictures, but we got a quick glimpse. There was even a spot on the floor where you could hold out your palms and then a jellyfish made of light would sit there. It was super pretty. And towards the end, you go up an escalator that actually shares yet another water tunnel with the sea puppies from earlier. And they can see you as you exit the aquarium.
Hey, that's the seals from earlier. Frienditas. We finished going through the aquarium and also the gift shop right behind us. It was
fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We've been to several aquariums already, and this one I'd kind of say is a little bit on the smaller side, but that works out because Lotte World already is just such a big place, so it's kind of like a nice couple hours that you can spend here. I think we only spent like about an hour and a half here, maybe a little less than that.
There's plenty of fish for you to stare at and make a personal connection with. They were so beautiful. And they had basically everything an aquarium would have. We're here on a Friday and it wasn't too crowded. It was decently filled.
Yep.
So if you need a way to kill time or you're interested in aquariums, you should definitely come here before you do the tower.
Which we are headed there now.
Here we are walking into the Sky Gate, as it's called, and immediately we're met with a bunch of lights. You can see that there's sections for more lines for more crowded days, but luckily it's not super crowded on this day.
The amount of like waiting room installations that they had here was kind of hilarious because it feels both like it's to account for really long crowded lines. Because we were here on a less crowded day, it was just funny being able to speed run through all the installations.
At certain points, we started wondering, are we ever going to reach the elevator? And yes, of course we do. It is like a mirror room elevator with a bunch of LED screens, very trippy. And then they led us into this room where we sat in front of a projector screen and they played this incredible animation. It was very pretty, very visually stunning.
But even more stunning than that was what happened after this projection ended.
To our surprise, the screen lifted up and behind was the view of the river, the city, the sky. We were blown away because that was the last thing we expected. Immediately, we start on the 117th floor and the views are already incredible. You can see all the high rises, and then down below, we got to see the Lotte World Mall building, and it is huge. You can see it has a huge city footprint. And then Lotte World itself, which is connected to out on the lake.
From this height, it almost looks really small, but trust us, these buildings and the actual area on foot is huge.
We could see Namsan Tower, aka and Seoul Tower in the distance. We went there in our previous video. It's definitely worth a watch. Please check it out. And looking down, you can see how tiny the cars are and how massive the Han River is. It really is a defining feature of this city. It makes it so that there's like a north part of the city and a south part of the city, all divided by the river and the many, many bridges that cross it. On the other side of the building, we could see the south side of Seoul, many, many buildings, and then beautiful mountains in the distance, little offshoots of the Han River with bridges crossing.
Lotte World Tower has its own shadow just completely casted over here.
All these people in the dark. It's also like one giant sundial over the city of Seoul. This is the section where if you want to do the skywalk, you would change and gear up.
Wow.
Here we are going up to the next level. The 118th floor has this incredible two-story view. We got so lucky with this view. The weather was beautiful.
And from this height, it almost seems like we can see the curvature of the earth.
There were many seating areas too, so if you're tired from walking around the mall and want to end the day here, it's perfect. They had some art installations with flowers that would bloom in front of you.
This installation particularly was above a clear glass floor section of the tower where you can look straight down to how tall this tower is from the ground.
And that glass is clean, so it's maybe not for the faint of heart, but if you watch this channel, you know that we love these sort of experiences.
Okay, so there are 123 floors of Seoul Sky, and the top floors are the observation decks. Below that are private offices. Below that is a hotel, and then below that, people can actually just live here in residences. And then below that is just a bunch of retail and other stuff.
555 meters tall. Seoul.
Hood.
After exploring the rest of this floor, we decided to move on up to the 119th floor, which is like the second floor of this two-story section of the building. You could look down to where we were earlier. It gives you a really interesting view because you're looking down and out through the window to the Han River and the city. A very unique perspective and really thoughtfully designed for an observation deck.
Something that we enjoy about observation decks is being able to see different kinds of view where the view isn't just one way in the tower itself, but they have split levels or even outdoor levels or places where it just the view looks different in the same tower. Here on the 120th floor, they had some outdoor open air observation decks or section of the building where you can feel as if you're outdoors at that height. Obviously, it is part of the building, so you're not actually dangling or anything. It's all protected by these tall glass panels, but it is open air, so we imagine that if it was raining, it would probably be wet here. Luckily, we're here on a very beautiful day with just a couple clouds. This view was fun because it kind of gave even less obstruction from the windows, so we were able to see just a bit more of the view.
And at this height, the sounds of the city below are pretty muffled. Seoul itself isn't a super noisy city, but it's not quite either because it's a proper international city. But being this high up, it was like taking a big step away from it all. That's one of the many reasons why we love observation decks, because we get that wide angle, far out perspective. In some ways, it looked like a painting.
Here's the other outdoor open air observation deck. They do have two on this floor, so you kind of can get different directions of the view. This one seems to face maybe more towards where buildings and then more mountains are, whereas the other side faced towards the Han River and Seoul Tower.
Here we are on the 121st floor, which is the second split level floor. It's incredible that there's even two sets of these in the building. And this one has a giant flower installation that you can also see from the 122nd floor, which also includes the highest cafe under the sky. That's where we decided to grab a bite to eat.
So there's a piano on the floor below us. Someone just started playing. It's very beautiful.
The moment we started recording.
We are at the cafe that is on the, I believe, 122nd floor. Because I think the 123rd floor is like where the bridge thing is. We're at the top floor that we could reach, and we got some drink from the cafe up here.
Seoul Sunset. It's got hibiscus, yuzu, water, sparkling water, some sort of liquid, and then apple slices.
Oh, delicious. That's delicious. Very citrusy and then a little bit sweet, but I think that's probably because of the hibiscus. It's very good, very refreshing.
I really like the real yuzu bits that are in there. We're basically going to sit here until the sunset because we've got a pretty good vantage point. There are multiple floors, as you saw, a couple different cafe, food, drink, dessert options. It's very nice.
Closing out our evening, we got to see the beautiful Seoul sunset. It was such a treat.
The Han River hits different when you can see the sun just glistening over it and the colors go together so well. It was very much a treat also being able to see Namsan Tower as part of the sunset with the Han River. It just feels like it's a postcard kind of picture.
And that's
that's the end of another day in Seoul for us. So beautiful.
So beautiful.
We spent a lot of time leading up to sunset just sitting and relaxing, looking out the window, seeing the view.
Luckily, we were able to get a spot at the cafe where we had a view of everything and seats and drinks and snacks. So good things for another sunset time.
Yeah. If you watch our channel, you would know that we really love observation decks. Any chance we can get, we will go off one. This is the second one that we've been in Seoul. The other one is now Sun Tower, which is the video right before this.
And we also went to one in Busan. So we have been pretty spoiled with being able to see parts of South Korea from the sky. Very happy about that. There is a lot to do here in Lotte World. I would just call this whole area Lotte World. Lots to do here, lots of shopping, lots of activities, and lots of people. So definitely plan accordingly. We're here on a Friday. It wasn't too bad, honestly.
We were surprised at how chill it was. It wasn't dead, but it wasn't crowded. And we were talking about how in Tokyo it was pretty crowded.
Very crowded, yeah.
There's something so defining about the river. Seoul was literally built around it. The river is a key part of the city's identity.
Even though the Han River goes throughout Seoul, it also feels like it connects Seoul all together. It's a really lovely sight to see and to witness sunset sparkle over the river.
You pointed out there was a train that went across the bridge. It reminded us of how the train rides here open up over open air as they cross the water. One of my favorite things about Seoul, honestly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment.
Let us know, have you seen the Hangang River? If not, do you like it? We'll see you in the next video. Bye.